Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into the world of design engineering today. You guys sent in a ton of RoleCatcher stuff on this one, career guides, interview tips, the works.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's trying to crack the code of this design engineering thing.
And that's exactly what we want to do, right? Not just tell you what they do, but like, why does this role even matter? And what should you be paying attention to if you're thinking about this as a career?
Right from the get-go. The RoleCatcher guide makes a really interesting point. They say design engineering is right at the sweet spot of creativity and practicality.
It's like they're fluent in two totally different languages.
Yeah, I mean, you've got designers coming up with amazing-looking stuff,
Making it look slick.
but then it's the design engineers who figure out how to actually make those designs work in the real world.
It's got to be functional.
Like take a smartphone, right? Designers create this beautiful, sleek object,
Yeah.
but someone's got to figure out how all the buttons line up.
How it feels in your hand.
Exactly. And make the user interface actually make sense. That's the design engineer's job. And RoleCatcher makes it clear. This combo of skills, super high in demand.
Which makes sense, right? Everything's about tech and gadgets these days.
Yeah, they're predicting like a 6% job growth, which is huge.
That's a lot. Okay, but let's dig into the specifics here. RoleCatcher has this list of essential skills, and some of them are kind of surprising. Obviously, CAD software is a must, but they list reading comprehension as a key skill, like 64%.
At first, that seems kind of out of place.
You'd think it's all about visual stuff, right?
Right. But when you think about it, design engineers have to go through tons of information, technical specs, design briefs, feedback from all these different teams.
They're not just off in their own little world, designing whatever they want.
Not at all. They've got to be on the same page as everyone else, making sure the project stays on track.
And then there's another interesting one, monitoring. RoleCatcher says that's important too, like 61%.
Yeah, which is interesting.
It makes you think. Like, imagine you're in a design review meeting. You're not just showing off what you've made.
Yeah.
You've got to be ready to explain every decision you made, defend your choices.
And be ready to adapt on the fly if someone throws you a curveball.
Exactly.
You need serious monitoring skills to handle all that.
It's like you're juggling a million things at once.
Totally. And it's not like you just become a design engineering master overnight, right? RoleCatcher actually maps out these different stages of a design engineer's career. And it's not just about how many years you've been doing it.
Right. It's got to be more than that.
It's about how your responsibilities change as you gain experience. Like, you start as an entry-level design engineer, and you're mostly assisting, learning the ropes.
You're the rookie.
Exactly. Then you move up to junior design engineer, and you get a little more responsibility, maybe start leading smaller projects.
So you're actually getting to call some shots.
Yeah. And then you keep climbing that ladder.
Yeah.
Right? Senior design engineer, now you're leading entire teams, maybe even mentoring those junior engineers.
It's like you've gone from student to master.
And what I think is really helpful about these RoleCatcher guides is that they don't just tell you what's expected at each level. They actually give you examples of real people's career paths.
Oh, that's cool. Like you get to see how someone actually climbed those ranks, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like what kind of projects did they work on at each stage? What skills did they pick up along the way? It makes it feel way more like attainable.
It's not just some abstract list of duties. You actually see how it plays out in real life.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's say you're sold on this whole design engineering thing. You've got the skills, the experience, you're ready to climb that ladder. RoleCatcher really emphasizes this whole thing with AI changing how companies hire people.
Oh, yeah, that's huge now.
Like, it's not just a person looking at your resume anymore, right?
Right. You've got to impress the algorithms now, too.
There's this whole other language. You got to learn the language of AI recruiters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your resume needs to have the right keywords, the right formatting, everything.
So they even look at your resume in the first place.
Otherwise, it's like you don't even exist. But thankfully, RoleCatcher gives you some pretty good advice on how to deal with all that.
Yeah, like what should you be putting on your resume?
They even talk about this whole psychology behind how these AI systems make decisions. It's pretty fascinating, actually.
It's like a whole new world.
It is. And the cool thing is, RoleCatcher has options for everyone, right? They've got the free version of their platform.
Right, so you don't have to pay an arm and a leg just to get your foot in the door?
Exactly. But they've also got paid options like Copilot, which gives you even more tools and support.
So whatever your budget is, there's something there for you.
Yeah, they're not trying to leave anyone behind, which I appreciate.
Me too. Okay, so you've got the skills, the experience, your AI-proof resume, but there's this one question in RoleCatcher's FAQs that really got me thinking. It's almost deceptively simple. What is the goal of a design engineer?
That does seem pretty straightforward.
Right. But the answer is actually pretty profound. They say it's about creating designs that are not just aesthetically pleasing and functional.
Okay, so it has to look good and work well.
Exactly. But it also has to be efficient, and it has to meet consumer needs and industry standards.
So it's not just about making something cool, it's about solving real problems for real people.
And those solutions,
Mhm.
they can really make a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. A
Yeah.
well-designed medical device, for example, it's not just about making the doctor's life easier. It's about the patient, right? Making them more comfortable, helping them recover faster,
Right. Or even something as simple as a chair. A well-designed chair, that can be the difference between, like, a productive work day.
and being in pain the whole time.
Exactly. It's crazy how much thought goes into this stuff.
Yeah, and it's not a static field either. RoleCatcher really drives this point home design engineering. Always changing. New technologies pop up, new materials, new ways of thinking about problems.
So it's like, how do you even keep up with all that? If you want to be a design engineer, what skills do you need to, like, survive in the future?
That's the big question. I mean, will AI become something that designers actually work with instead of just a tool they use?
Oh, interesting. Like a design partner almost.
Exactly. Or
Yep.
what about designing for like a world where the digital and physical are even more blended than they are now?
It feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Totally. And I think the cool thing about these RoleCatcher resources is they give you a framework to think about all this. They give you the knowledge, the tools, and hopefully the inspiration to not just keep up, but to actually shape the future of design engineering.
So you're not just along for the ride, you're actually driving the car.
Exactly. You could be the one designing the world of tomorrow. Who knows?
That's what's so exciting about it. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive. Big thanks to everyone who sent in those RoleCatcher links, and a huge thank you to you, as always, for breaking it all down for us.
Happy to be here.
And for everyone listening, if you're thinking about a career in design engineering, remember, it's not just about what you design, it's with that impact you want to make. Keep learning, keep exploring, and who knows what amazing things you'll create. Until next time, everyone.